Hey everybody, it's Pastor Misty with his Nail Scarred Hands Kingdom Ministries, and I'm back with a prophetic dream. I don't even want to bring this one at all, but he gave me the meaning of it yesterday, and so I'm gonna just bring it. So he gave me this dream Thursday. I woke up to it. I don't want to bring this one, y'all. I don't even know if it's for anybody else. Okay, so I dreamed that there was this big, nice looking, brown and white RV. And it's like my husband was in there because I seen him in the window. And the motor had stopped working. And he was just going to let it go because it was just too much work, to have to bother with it. It wasn't running. It was just too much work, But the rest of the RV, like the inside, you could still live in that thing. You could live in that. You could do whatever, It wasn't like it was garbage, But he was just going to let it go and let it sink down into the ground, like to be gone or something. It's like it was sinking down, like the motor was shot. And then he was just going to let it go so he wouldn't have to fool with it, okay? But it still had use, and it could have been fixed. It could have, with some work, Okay, so I was like, Lord, what does that mean? And he'd give me a few more dreams and stuff. I don't remember what they were, but he had me keep this one. I can see it. And I'm like, Lord, what is this? I thought, is it about my car? Because my car's messed up. It needs like 3 coil packs still out of 4 because they're just too expensive. We can't afford it, and it's messing up. It needs another brake put on one of the drum shoes because we couldn't do it yet. I mean, it's got some issues. It needs new tires, and the car payment, we're struggling with having to pay that stupid car payment every 2 weeks. We can't get caught up with anything because that's all we have, we can do. And we ain't even caught up on it. We just, it's just a lot, So I thought maybe it was about the car payment. Maybe they're going to come get the car, repossess our car, or whatever have you, something like that. I didn't know what it was. So I just kind of, oh well, Last night we were laying there and we were watching a show or something. I don't remember if I had anything on my mind or anything because I'm trying to be all right, and we're laying there and watching that show, and the Lord started teaching me and showing me what it meant. And so I know that I need to bring it, but I don't know if it's for anybody else or not, and I really hope that it's not. But just in case, I'm going to go ahead and bring it. I got to obey, This is confirmation on what the Lord has been teaching me. And even my youngins, some of them, about my granny that just recently passed and went to be with the Lord before her time. Absolutely. They killed her. They got tired. But this is what the Lord taught me that was, okay? That RV is like, well, we'll start with my husband. My husband in the dream was representing, because God has no respecters of persons, y'all, so it doesn't matter. You know, he lets me dream of men and it be in reality women, and vice versa. So anyways, my husband represents family and close, you know, somebody that's, you know, close, like so. And the motor had quit working, and he just didn't feel like fooling with it anymore. So he was just gonna let it go into the ground. Anywho, the RV was like, you know, our bodies are homes, they're houses, they're temples, they're dwelling places, okay? Well, an RV is sometimes a home, it's a dwelling place, it's a place you go and you abide, okay? That RV was still good, you know, it was still a place to abide. That motor could have been fixed if you had have took time to fix it, if you had have had the patience, if you hadn't have been tired of messing with it. My granny could have been saved if they had have been tending to her right, if they had have actually been feeding her, you know, instead of letting her starve for days and days and treating her how she's needed to be. If she hadn't went into that first nursing home that's in Berea, that starts with the T, Berea, Kentucky, starts with the T. There's only 2 nursing homes in Berea, y'all. Don't send you family to the one that she went to, y'all. That's where she got her bed sores, and y'all just don't even want to go there, y'all. Okay, so anyways, her quality of life went totally, completely a lot worse downhill there, in that hospital that she was in also, because nobody wanted to be patient with her. My nana would go and feed her lunch, and she would get to eat, you know, and she would wait on her to eat. She'd been doing that for a while. But when Granny was sleeping, when she had went to a new nursing home because she had to go back to the hospital. This nursing home got her up in the wheelchair and put the back brace on her and stuff, and she was gonna get better, y'all, because she was getting the care she needed at that time, and she would have got her strength and stuff, but they put her on a new medicine, and she went to sleep and wouldn't wake up the next day, okay? But had been having issues, y'all. So they sent her to the hospital because they couldn't wake her up, and they had to get that medicine out of her system. I had to just wait. So she would start opening her eyes and closing them, and that was it, y'all. They was not feeding her. They was not trying to get her to eat because she wasn't talking to them. If Granny didn't have nothing to say, she wasn't going to say nothing no ways. And that's just how she was, very stubborn. She was sick. Come to find out, they said she had COVID amongst the other stuff that she had going on that could have been prevented if she had have had better care. And okay, so, and she wasn't always in the nursing home, y'all. The nursing homes were only for rehab because of her back. They were for rehab. And she was only supposed to stay there less than a month, right about a month each time. It wasn't like she was going to be there forever. And then the terrorists put her on hospice because they didn't want to fool with her. Oops. I guess I said the name, didn't I? I don't care. Anywho, so Granny was waking up, but she wasn't talking or complying or whatever have you. She just opened her eyes and closed them. They hadn't been feeding her at all for days. They wanted to put her on hospice too because she was too old for them to bother with, and they didn't want to waste their resources the way I hear it. The doctor had called my aunt that they shouldn't have called, my nana, and was telling her about it so they could get her on board with killing my granny. But she wouldn't because she knew too. She knew Granny wasn't supposed to die yet. Okay, so She told him no. When my mama was finally asked about it, because she didn't get to go up there and see Granny so much at all, Mom agreed. No murdering Granny. She didn't want her mama murdered. She wanted her taken care of. She didn't want her sent home with hospice and took off all her medicine again and discarded. She wanted Granny treated just like Nana, just like me, just like my children. That's what we agreed on. That's what we wanted. We wanted Granny took care of. It was not her time to go. The Lord let me know that He allows things to happen, but that don't make it His will. He had told one of my aunts that Granny wouldn't be here that much longer, which was right. But it didn't make it God's will. It didn't make it her time. Not at all whatsoever. Okay, so anyways, the RV represented my granny. And they finally give her that feeding tube so she could eat, so she could start to gain her strength. And y'all, my daughter-in-law had been in intercession praying for her even, and the way that she prayed, she said she asked the Lord, if it's her time to go, let her go peacefully and go in her sleep. But if it's not her time to go, Lord, you let her wake up. Y'all, the next day after they fed her and started getting food on her stomach and actually taking care of her a little bit, my granny woke up and got to spend time with them for 3 hours before she went back to sleep, because she had been getting nurtured and took care of a little bit. Could you imagine if she had have continued to be taken care of, or if they had have done it right, or whatever have you? Okay, so anyway, she started getting food. It was backing up and getting in her lungs somehow. And so they had to remove it, the feeding tube, and suction it and stuff. And she died somewhere in between there. I'm not sure that anybody was there at that time. But they had been there, of course. But the doctors literally wanted to give up on her and stop care. And other people kept saying how it was her time. They wanted her to go on. People get tired. People get very tired. I understand. Me too. I'm tired. I've been tired. There's a lot of people tired. There's a lot. Thank God that He don't give up on us because He's too tired, or because it's took too long, or because we've had enough time. But my granny had represented that RV, the motor quit working. It was still livable, but too much to deal with, too tired to bother with it. Just gonna let it go on. Don't want to fool with it no more. Too much work. Don't know if we can get it fixed or not, so we just gonna let it go on. Let it sink on down into the ground. Anywho, even when the Lord tells you all something, if it's not Him saying, this is my will, this is my way, this is how it is supposed to be, if God's not saying that, If he's saying this is how it's gonna happen, or this is what it's gonna be, you better make sure that it's his will and not, go against his will. Just because he allows things to happen, y'all, don't make it his will. It wasn't just me that he had told that it was not her time, that she had more to see, more to do. So I don't know why that he would have me bring this. I really, really hope that it's not for nobody else. But if it is, hopefully it'll get to exactly the person that it's supposed to get to. And I'm not going to share this one like I do all the other ones. I'm not going to send it to people. I'm just going to let it sit. I will share it on the page on Facebook for our ministry page. But I'm not going to send it to nobody but the ministry, because I'm just not. But y'all please pray for us. Pray for our family. Because the ones that know that it was not her time to go are just so hurt. And the other ones, I don't know if they're hurt or not, but it's more of a relief, I'd say. Don't have to deal with it. Y'all, pray for us. The Lord said that the devil's trying to really bother our family and discourage our family too. Because when we sit and think about everything that's happened and everything that's going on, it's just the devil trying to aggravate us. But I know that the Lord gave me that dream, and he gave me the meaning to it. I didn't understand it then, but I sure understand it now, and I sit and cried when he showed me what it meant, revealed the meaning. Because he revealed it just, so. He's intentional. So I know this is for a reason, and I had to go ahead and bring it. Did not want to, but I wanted to bring it before my sermon. So y'all, please just keep us in prayer. Until next time, y'all, stay humbled and stay blessed.